The Browns and the Steelers get together this week, and this is a rivalry that never seems like much of a rivalry because usually the Steelers are good and usually the Browns aren't. Well, this year, the Browns are the best team the Steelers have seen so far this season because the Steelers, they beat the Giants, and that game at one point could have gone either way. They beat the Broncos. That game could have gone either way. They beat the Texans. That game could have gone either way. And the Eagles could have gone either way. Now come the Browns, who lost week 1 to the Ravens, won 4 in a row. And one of the fact that they're both good right now causes us to possibly overlook the Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph thing. The fact that Rudolph isn't playing also causes us to overlook it. But Myles Garrett, public enemy number 1 in Pittsburgh. There will be fans in the building, only 5,500. Mike Tomlin addressing the reunion between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Myles Garrett. Here's Tomlin.
There's a lot on the table in reference to this game in terms of stakes. They're a 4-1 team. We're trying to remain undefeated. We're not looking for that low-hanging fruit or that reality TV storylines and so forth. This is a big game here in 2020.
Yeah, the problem is reality TV sells, and sometimes the low-hanging fruit tastes the best because it's the ripest. Look, it would be different if it was a full stadium. It would be far different for Myles Garrett, and it would be different if the guy that he whacked over the head with his own helmet was actually playing in the game. And Myles Garrett's come a long way since then, and it really does feel like water well under the bridge and out to sea after everything we've dealt with since that night last year that feels like 10 years ago, frankly. But, it's part of the reality. It's part of the rivalry, and we can call it a rivalry now that both teams are vying for the opportunity to challenge the Ravens for the top of the NFC North, Charean, or AFC North.
I go back a long way with Myles Garrett and think an awful lot of him. He grew up here in Arlington, went to high school here, and then obviously played for my alma mater at Texas A&M. And I know what a good kid he is at heart, and he is still a kid despite his size. And I'm glad that he's come a long way in the past few months because I thought it was going to be a scarlet letter for him. And we talked a lot about other teams and other players are going to try to incite him now that they know what he's capable of. And he hasn't done any of that. He hasn't reacted because other players are saying things to him and they're trying to get him to get a 15-yard penalty, and he hasn't done anything. And he's been awesome on the field. And I'm really happy for how far he's come. But he's second in the league with 6 sacks behind Aaron Donald and has 3 forced fumbles, which leads the league. He's become very good at that strip sack and just been an outstanding player and a model citizen this year. So I'm thrilled with where he is, and I hope that this week goes as well as the rest of the season has for him because this is not a game probably that he's looking forward to. And he said some things about Ben Roethlisberger when he first came into the draft as the number 1 overall pick. He said he couldn't wait to sack Ben Roethlisberger. So they're going to be gunning for him. They're going to say stuff. They're going to try to get that 15-yard penalty. He's got to keep his cool one more time.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.